Yep.
All right, so I'm here with Niles.
Yep.
And he's got these Hovercraft amps. You say this is recycled wood, you said?
Yep.
And we're on the clean channel now. Is the clean channel trying to go after a certain character? Or
This is specifically a Fender blackface style clean
like
at this
a
point.
blackface style? Okay, I'll
Yep.
play a little bit on it. Got a lot of airy top ends to it.
Yep.
Well, is that the way you dialed in the EQs on it?
Yep. Yep.
These are actually pretty dark sounding single coils in this one.
Yep.
I'll go to the humbucker.
That's your high gain. Yep. We'll have to bring up some volume.
Is there a certain setting you like on it?
I like a bunch of them actually.
So what are some of the, so are they the same controls per channel or?
Yeah, it's a shared EQ structure.
Okay. Shared EQ.
Yep. Shared depth, presence, everything else.
Okay.
Then you got your individual gain for your vintage and your high gain channel and your
So I was
master
on the
point.
vintage channel earlier is what
You were on the vintage channel.
Okay.
Yep. Yep.
So now I'm on the high gain channel.
Now you're on the high gain channel.
And then what does the voice shape switch do?
This switches between classic American and British hard rock or whatever vintage style amplifiers. Your center tap on this particular amp is more of a British Marshall Vox.
Okay.
Click it over to one direction, you get more.
In the middle.
Yeah,
Okay.
you get more of a Sun Model T style, blackface Fender Twin, Laney Supergroup, and then over on this side is more of your Mad Amp Orange, large, vowel-y, low mid-range sounds. That's that guy.
And is that just changing the EQ stack while you're doing that? Or?
That's changing out various portions of the gain, the EQ.
So it's doing a bunch of stuff.
Yep.
Okay. Cool.
Yep.
And then what does this do? What is that right there?
This is a mid-range contour style control that's specific to the high gain channel.
Okay.
And then
is it a frequency sweep or is it?
It's kind of a little bit of gain. It's a little bit of EQ shaping.
Okay.
It's kind of an interactive EQ in a way.
Okay.
And this is our FAC, which is for this amp is short for frequency attenuation control. This is set up like an early orange or Ormat style FAC. So center tap is bypassed, and then left and right are your two EQ shaping options that are at the very front end of the amplifier that change the whole character of what you're playing through. Typically, it's most apparent with high gain, high distortion.
Okay.
Usually, most of the time, you'll just run it defeated. But if you're doing like a fuzz or need something with a lot of low breathy sound, you'll run it in one of these other settings.
Okay. Well, I'll play a little bit if you could hold the camera, and then I can simultaneously tweak the settings.
Yep. And you've also got two more controls on the rear. You've got a field. Yeah, you got a field channel, field control there, which is kind of a dynamic low end.
Yep.
Those are JJKT88s.
Wow, they're fat. I like it.
Yep. And this is our power amp control, so you can dial it down and get it more of a vintage sag tube rectify style sound. And then you start turning it up, you start getting into your metal panel, high watt style, super tight bark.
Real punchy,
Yeah. Okay. This is sort of a gain and dynamic control section back here.
Instead of just having like a switch between like a tube rectifier and a solid state.
Yeah,
this is kind of a blend.
Yeah, this is like a power.
That's really unique. I like that.
Yeah. So, and there's all your cab outputs, your foot switch, and your tube buffered effects loop way over there on the left. So.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Well, here, I'll play a little, and if you want to fiddle around with the controls, just to get some different tones out of it. there.
Yep.
And I'm on the neck pick. I'm gonna switch over to the bridge with the humbucker on it.
Yep.
See what that does to the sound. That was awesome. That's like a completely different amp right there.
That was the field switch, so bump down a bit of the impact that's happening in the signal in the power section, and so that'll decrease fidelity, but it makes other portions of the amp work harder. So you're getting other overtones, other characteristics.
Yeah, this thing has a lot of different sounds out of it. It almost sounds like I have a fuzz pedal on, but it's just a lot more dynamic and organic, and responds to my touch a lot more.
That's
It'd be great for it sounds like a great, like really good indie rock sound, or if you're into like doom metal or some Sabbath. But I can even hear maybe like some modern, like the Mastodon kind of vibe thing going for it too. A lot of really cool tones you don't get out of any other amp I've heard, really. I don't think, I mean, I kind of want to say orange, but I kind of don't, because oranges are very dark sounding and kind of have their thing.
And I mean, continuing to play around with the amp, you can definitely dial that stuff in or out. You can definitely bring up a classic Marshall sound. You can bring up the classic Plexi. We haven't even worked on the high gain setting on the clean channel at all, exporting the British flavor that comes out of that. So this amp's definitely like somebody enjoys tweaking and searching for tones. This is a damn good start.
It seems like it's endlessly tweakable, because just in the short time you were tweaking it, you had so many different sounds we got out of it. So completely, because I find a lot of times when you're playing with amps, you're like, man, that knob doesn't do much, and it seems like the knobs on this one are really doing a lot.
Very interactive.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Cool.
Thanks for being cameraman too. It's Niles.
Yeah.
Say hi to everybody in San Antonio.
Hi, San Antonio.
All right, this guy's a freaking genius. All right, Dallas Amp Show, Hovercraft Amps. Oh, what kind of speakers were in that, by the way? String creambacks?
G12 creambacks. Yeah, 75 waters.
And this is, I don't know if you guys can tell by the phone, or we're maxing out the phone's mic, but this is loud in here. But you do that so you can push the tubes a little harder, or?
Just depends. So this guy's halfway up, so you know, this is kind of a noisy room as well. But yeah, I mean, we're running this amp max.
So this is the preamp gain, and then this is the master
channel,
sort of.
The channel for the master for each channel, the high gain channel and the vintage channel.
So why don't we dial that back a little bit so we're not going too crazy? And that kind of is like that setting on the back kind of give you that lo-fi kind of sound, sort of. You know, kind of not as sizzly as that center setting on there in the switch was real real sizzly, but not harsh at all. It just is nice. You know?
And I mean, you can start running your mids and start introducing your treble this way and dial out the sizzle if you need it there. Don't want it there. You can also attenuate that over here as well and start reintroducing it through either the EQ or the power section response. So there's a bunch of different ways you can structure your sound. You know,
I kind of want to play with this knob too, because that intrigues me. I like mids. So if you can hold that while you're tweaking that real quick.
So there you go.
Awesome.
Yep.
Thank you so much, Niles.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Cool. Everybody get one. You'll spend like years of your life before you get to every tone out of this amp, man. Yep. That's awesome. Hovercraft Amps. Where y'all from?
Portland, Oregon.
Portland, Oregon. All right. Thank y'all so much for coming to Dallas.
Thank you.
Signing off.